Depression. I have been not really wanting to make a video on this because we technically like to stay away from the topics that hit us most at heart. And depression has been something that I have dealt with my entire life. Um, I have what is known as dysthymia, and it's a form of depression that, let's say, people that have great depression, they're down so below the surface of the water that they can't even see the surface. They can't see any light. They're stuck down there. They can't come up for air. Dysthymia is the type of depression that you are going up and coming down, and you come up for air sometimes, but then you kind of go down again. And there's no way of knowing when it's going to take a hold of you. And outside factors that normally wouldn't make someone really, really sad have a greater effect on you when you have dysthymia. And no matter what people say, people like to try and give people advice based on their own life experiences. And there are emotions called happiness, emotions called sadness, emotions called anger, and all these great things that last periodically in your life. And, usually are I'm happy here, okay, now I'm sad, okay, now I'm angry, okay, now I'm this, right? More of the time, people have a little bit of a neutral persona to them. They are just kind of content, not really happy, not really anything, just kind of content, right? But then they get these periodical bursts of happiness or sadness or anger, and that's healthy. But with depression, people will get sad, and it's a punishing sadness. It's a sadness that you cannot 90% of the time have any control over. You could try to be like, hey, dude, come on, like, you're better than this. You know that you shouldn't be upset over this, or you know that there's nothing that really even happened today to make you upset. But you're just kind of feeling a little glum, or you're just feeling really sad and you don't know why. And if you don't know why you're sad, you feel like there's no way to figure out how to get out of that sadness. And that's the hardest part, is trying to figure out how to get yourself out of that slump. And I've tried many things. I've tried talking to people about my problems. I've tried getting outside advice, but that's the thing, is people like to tell you, they're trying to tell you what they know based on their own experience, but normal people don't have the same type of sadness that people who are depressed have. People that are normal have a sadness that stays for a little bit. They kind of talk themselves out of it, or something distracts their mind from it, and they move on. But people with depression, they can't do that. They can't. It pulls you away from everything that you love and everything that makes you happy, every hobby that you like to do. And it basically paralyzes you to the point where you just don't have the feeling or the want or the need to do anything that you really like to do before, or to do things around the house that you need to do and you need to get done. I've thankfully not had the depression that some people have that can pull them away from the things that keep their life going in general, like, getting up to pay their taxes, paying their bills. I've had the depression before where it paralyzes you to the point where you don't want to clean up after yourself. Your house starts to stink. You are just laying there. You're non-hygienic. You don't care. You don't think anybody can help you, so you're just gonna lay there and be this vegetable. But I have been able to pull myself out of it and be able to continue my life. Yeah, it's had setbacks on me. It's given me setbacks, and it's slowed my life progression, but I have learned different tactics and things to help cope and to pull myself back onto track. The thing what you got to realize with depression is it may not seem like it right now. It may not seem like, you may feel hopeless. You may feel like there's nobody that cares about you. You may feel like there's nobody that can help you. But that is what your brain is telling you. That's what your depression is telling you. That's not what you actually know deep down in the back of your mind, but that logic is being suppressed by this emotional imbalance. And until you get to the point where you've gone through every illogical situation and thought, the point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep going through this. I need to do something. I need to figure something out. And then that's when you start to click in where you're like, hey, this is my choosing. I'm choosing to be depressed. I need to like fight this thing. Fight back like it was another person attacking you. You need to fight as hard as you can via you can get therapy, you can try to get on some type of medication, you can try everything that you might think would work. Because even if you're trying something that maybe something you would think that would work, at least you're trying. Given you need to get, if you have such a depression where you can't physically have these thoughts, you need to help yourself and get on some medication and find therapy, because you're not going to be able to get to this point where you know that you are in control of yourself until you get help. And it's not a bad thing to reach out for help. It's not, you don't need to feel like less of a man or less of a woman or anything. You don't need to feel embarrassed. You just need to get help, because it's 2016 and there are people that care about you out there. There are people that know what this feels like, and there's no excuse of just suck it up. This is not the 1950s. This is not World War II era. Men have the ability to accept that some of the things in their life are out of their control and take the step to go get help, because I promise you it'll make you at least a little bit better in the end. And that's better than feeling hopeless. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you really think about that and think about, if you do have depression, to reach out and get help, because it'll make it so much worth it for you. You need to keep fighting, and you need to never give up on yourself, because you're amazing. Subscribe and press the like button. Thanks. Bye.